In this video, we're going to talk about the Liberty Freedom Network compensation model. Now, what we're going to try to do here is put all the pieces of the puzzle together for you on a very simplistic level so you can understand the difference between our retail profit margins, what we mean by direct bonuses, commissions, the residual income that we pay, and what does higher cycles actually stand for. Now, it's important to point out before we go any further that this is a proven model that already has paid the most money to the most people in the shortest period of time over all the other programs that are out there. I think the best place to start is retail, because to me this is the backbone of successful companies. Do you have an incredible product that's exciting, that the masses want to purchase? Makes it so much easier to build a business and generate the income if it has mass appeal. And what Liberty has done here is they've teamed up with Dean Tornabene. That's former Mr. America himself, master formulator. He's put together a very unique and very powerful weight loss system exclusively for the Liberty Freedom Network. And if you haven't gone online and read up and seen the videos on the SOS or Shake It Off system, I encourage you to do so, because this is a weight loss system like no other. Absolutely amazing. To me, I had incredible results. It's affordable, super simple. There's no calorie counting, starvation, none of that nonsense. You get immediate results and no negative side effects. So with the SOS system, we got two forms of packaging, the SOS and the SOS Plus. On the left here, we have the SOS system that is 30 meal replacements. On the right, the SOS Plus is 60 meal replacements. And so when we look at the retail price versus the wholesale, we can see here by giving people an affordable, cost-effective, alternative, right, to get healthy, we can put $40 or $50 in our pocket immediately. Now, with the direct bonuses, we're talking about being able to put the fast start activation bonuses right in our pocket. What that means is instant cash flow. So, in the most simplistic way, I'm showing you the packages, the price points, and how much you can make a day. But here we have 4 ways to get started: the customer in red, the basic in blue, the advanced in yellow, and the accelerated in green. We see here at the top one-time out-of-pockets that range between $24.95 all the way up to $4.99. Just below that, we have the points that are created, which we'll explain more in depth in a little bit, of 0, 400, 1200, 2800 points as these packages are purchased. And then the big numbers down here, this represents the maximum daily payout that each package has to offer in commission and residual income on a day-to-day basis, 6 days a week. It's important to point out, when you pick a package, it's a permanent decision, so you definitely want to make a wise choice. So when we talk about the 50% bonus, when you select the basic package, the sponsoring independent representative earns $50. Same is true with the advanced, because it's a $249 one-time out-of-pocket. $125 is generated an instant bonus the following week. And then, of course, the accelerated being at $4.99, you get $250 in a direct bonus. If you sign up for whatever reason, let's say at the basic package, and somebody purchases the accelerated, you still get to keep the $250. That goes into your check the next week. Now we have add-on packs for extra savings. Once again, we want to make sure you take full advantage of the product that's being offered. And so with the SOS add-on pack, we have 2 of those packages included. I like to say 1 to keep and 1 to sell. That can help you offset the cost. Or it might be a husband and wife. You get to save $30 on already the discounted price that you get as an independent representative. Now the SOS Plus, same thing. You get 2 packages. You get to save $60 off the normal price of the product, buying it on an individual basis. And of course, now remember, this is only available at the time of the fast start activation process. And if that's not enough, we're even going to throw in free shipping, saving you a bunch more money to take advantage of this as you sign up as an independent representative and pick your package. So let's role play a little bit, talk about how quickly we can get some money going here. So let's say we go out and we introduce 3 people who want to take us up on losing weight and feeling better. So if we put 3 people in as customers, it means they're buying product from us direct. They can do that through a website or just do it from us personally. You can put between $120 to $150 in your pocket almost immediately. Now let's say we go out after that and we show 3 other people on how to start this as a business model, and they take us up on the accelerated fast start activation pack. That means we get to put $250 in our pocket per person, and then we throw in another $100 because of the commission points. Add that to the retail profit margin of $150 we've already earned. That's $1,000. And now we got 3 people on the system on a regular basis. We don't even have to pay for anything anymore. Once again, best business model you could possibly have. You've selected a company that's going to help you improve the performance of your life. You got to get all your startup costs back. You got to turn a profit, and you have no more out of pocket on an ongoing basis. Win-win formula. When it comes to commission, the third portion of our program, this is a very powerful part of our program because it's 100% override on all the commission points of the entire team. So let's go slow so we understand the equation here. Our job or our responsibility is to start the ball off. So we go out and we find just a couple people. Remember, finding 2 people at the same package helps us recoup our out-of-pocket. And let's just say, for sake of argument, they take us up on the accelerated Fast Start Activation Pack and they want to take advantage of the free shipping with the SOS Plus program that we offer. What we're talking about now is after the first couple people, regardless if we put people in after this or not, if everybody's just trying to do the bare minimum and 2 to get 2, the computer system is going to allow us to calculate unlimited depth. So 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. Now it doesn't work that way perfectly, in the real world. Some people get 2, some people get 7, some people get 17, some people get none, and some people get 50. But if we just take the bare minimum 2 to get 2 on the 8th generation of that philosophy, that will create $10,000 a month in income potential. And what we're talking about here is if we go to the 8th generation and make $10,000, if we go to the 10th generation, right, that's not our physical effort, right? That's the team accelerating. That's why having a powerful product is so important. That can make it a $10,000 a month residual income formula. So once again, generating a nice 6-figure income from minimal effort. I do want to point out a lot of people that don't understand this type of philosophy, it's because they're caught up in doing everything themselves. Small business owners see 1,000 people in the equation and they think in their mind what it takes to get people to walk into their store and ring them up on their cash register, and this is just the opposite. We're taking advantage of 100% of the efforts of everybody and getting 100% override on the entire team's production. Once again, we'll break that down to the nth degree. So every time we sell a product, including the Fast Start Activation Packs, there's a commission generated. The basic through the accelerated is 400 to 2,800 points. The add-on packs are 1,000 points rolling up to the entire group. And so as we establish a team, remember, a team could be 2 people, 20 people, 200, 2,000, 20,000 people. Every time they sell a product, 100% of all of the effort, all the commission points, roll up to us like we did it ourselves. And every time we've got 48,000 points in total production from ourselves and the team, that creates a cycle which pays a minimum of $500. So once again, when it comes to picking a package, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. So yes, there's a startup cost and a maximum daily payout, but getting there is a whole nother situation. So we see here the basic pack can pay $150,000 a year. The advanced, triple that. The accelerated can pay a cool 7-figure income. However, on the basic and the advanced, if you want to go beyond that income, you have to establish new teams. And in doing so, it's a little labor intensive. The basic package is 21 people to build a third team. The advanced is 41. And both of them require 71 people to build out all 8 teams. And that's very difficult if you're doing this part-time and you're just an average person. That's why the accelerated, I call the granddaddy of them all. 8 people to build 8 teams. So to me, making the money was simple. It was less work, more money, and that's why myself personally, not only did I choose the accelerated for myself, but I encourage anybody to think it through. Now, regardless of whatever package you pick and get excited about, if you add 30 people to the equation, you can double any income on the screen. 150,000 becomes 300,000, and 450,000 can become 900, and you can add an extra $1 million in income if you've already built out the organization. Now, the residual income, the fourth element of our compensation program, to me is the most important because it's what a lot of people call mailbox money. Do the work once, make the money again and again and again. And I'm taking the stripped down version of, let's just say you're just taking the SOS program and you got a website to help you sponsor people and run your business. We need both of those things. We need to be a product of the product, and we need the tools online to build an internet home-based business. By referring 3 people, you offset any out-of-pocket expense that you're going to incur here. So once again, great business model. And then if we take that bare minimum auto ship, as we already talked about, 2 to get 2 on the 10th generation, it's $10,000 in income. But if you had the advanced package with the same 1,000 people and you were 4 wide, you would be making double the income. And of course the accelerated, you'd be making triple. So once again, just another way of explaining working smart versus working hard if you have the right package. The higher cycles, all that means is regardless of whatever package you have, regardless of what you're selling, what you're excited about, every 48,000 points creates a $500 cycle. But we're going to show you how you can actually increase that dollar amount and make more money, because all the illustrations I've done up to this point is showing the bare minimum payout that we offer in our compensation program. Crazy, right? With every 48,000 points the team does where there's a third on one side, we pay a minimum of $500. However, you'll learn real quickly on the next slide that however many people you personally recruit, what you committed to on auto ship, and what the team's auto ship accumulates to, that's going to determine changing that 500 a cycle and making, $700, $900, or all the way up to $1,100 per cycle on the same 48,000 points in production. How is that possible? Well, it's very simple. There are 3 qualifiers. And we see here from the chart how many people we personally recruit from 0, 2, 6, 12, 18, 30, and 50. The more we recruit, the more we can make. Our auto ship commitment increases, but at the same time, refer 3 of any product, you can get the product for free. And then, of course, we take all the people that we've personally recruited and, of course, add up all their auto ships, and that's where those numbers would come from. So every time any of these categories are met in the same equation, from the number of people you recruited to the amount you've committed to an auto ship and your team's auto ship, that determines how much each 48,000 points or one cycle will generate. So you might be making, start out at 500 a cycle, and then as you recruit, a handful of people, like say 6 people, and you've got the bare minimum auto ship of the SOS program and the website. Remember, that was 700 points, and the team's auto ship adds up to be 6,000. Every time you cycle now, you could be making 700 a cycle, and so on and so forth till you get to 1,100 a cycle. Once again, just a way to show you how you can more than double your income from the same production. And there you have it. Not only the world's greatest compensation program, where we've combined the best of all the worlds of retail, direct bonuses, commissions, residual income, and higher cycles. And of course, you throw in a magical product like the SOS or Shakeoff system, and you've got a win-win formula, being at the right place at the right time. At this stage of the game, if you're ready to make a move, there's usually 1 of 3 kind of categories you fall into. One is you're really not interested or don't need the money. You just want to join the challenge so you can lose weight, feel better about yourself. Second kind of person wants to join the challenge and get the product at wholesale cost. You now know that it only takes $24.95 to get into the system to get the great pricing that a rep would get, and then you could refer 3 people and get it for free. And the third person is the person that joins, the challenge, not only to lose weight and feel better, but they want to get paid to promote it. So get with the person, let them know that you're ready to go. They'll give you their website, and whichever decision you go with, we want you to start immediately so you can take advantage of all the things that the SOS program will do for you and your family. Once again, whatever decision you go with, I wish you all the success in the world. Thanks for watching. God bless.